Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Can we start again?
Okay.
Sorry. Hey guys, Tez here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be answering 20 questions as a clinical pharmacist. I have a trusting helper behind the camera and you'll be hearing their voice as they will be the one asking me the questions. Would you like to introduce yourself and say hi?
I'm Joey. Hi everyone.
Perfect, thank you. So before we get started, don't forget to grab your cup of tea or drink because it's quite warm and let's jump right in.
Okay, what is your name?
My name's Tez.
And your specialty?
I am a PCN clinical pharmacist.
And why pharmacy?
I chose pharmacy because I wanted to be a neuroscientist and my mum said I couldn't get a job in that field, so I had to pick something else. And pharmacy was the only course that I saw through clearing that matched what I sort of wanted to do.
What did you want to be as a child?
I wanted to be a mum, so I'm obsessed with kids and my ideal situation would have been a stay-at-home mum, but then the problem is I don't like kids who are older, I just like babies. So I was going to be a scientist first, invent a cure that would stop kids from growing and just stay from like 0 to 6 months and then just keep them, yeah, that's what I wanted.
And how many years have you been qualified?
So it's going to be 4 years in August, so I am getting a little bit old.
Where did you go to university?
I went to Uni of Bradford, which was honestly such a good experience for me and I really enjoyed it and I did very well. I mean, I got a first class degree, so yeah.
And how long were you there for?
5 years in total because I did pre-reg as part of my uni course. Do you know what this is reminding me of? Do you know when people were asking Amber Heard questions and she'll I'm like, is that what happened? No.
Where Camille is just grilling her about everything.
Yes. No. Like just looking at the jury for every answer.
And every time someone objects, she literally just pauses the waterworks until they say okay, and then she just starts all over again.
Exactly.
Not exactly. They extended it because they couldn't use me or any of the materials for me.
And that extension was for 20 months, right?
That's correct.
And what was your favourite part of your pharmacy degree?
I think the favourite part was the end, when it was done.
And the worst part of it then?
The whole 5 years when I was doing it.
And where did you go to do your pre-reg?
So I did a split course, so I did 6 months in community pharmacy, a boot, and I did 6 months in a teaching hospital in my local area.
So when you finished your degree, what was your first job?
I did a foundation sort of program with the teaching hospital in my local area, which was it's usually meant to be 3 years, but I did 2.5 and then I moved on.
And what about your current job now?
I am currently a PCN clinical pharmacist.
And what's your favourite thing about working as a pharmacist?
I think my favourite thing is, I suppose, the influence that you can have over somebody's life. So for example, something as simple as patients will call me sometimes and be like, I don't know, it says take with food, does that mean that I put the tablets in food? And to me that just sounds like a question where you think, no, you're not going to put the tablets in food, you can just take it with food, as in take it and then eat food straight after, or take it after eating food. But sometimes just having like an impact in someone's life in such a small step is really useful to me and I think it's sweet.
Oh, that's nice. Then what about the worst thing about working as a pharmacist?
Sometimes I think it's the lack of support. So sometimes you deal with really complex cases and especially if mental health is involved, you don't always get that time to have like a debrief or to talk about how you're feeling, which I think like psychologists and psychiatrists, they have like psychologists that they see to discuss their cases so that it's not getting too much and they're not taking their work home, and I feel like that support isn't always there and that can be quite difficult sometimes.
And why do you think someone should be a pharmacist?
I think you should be a pharmacist if you are quite nitpicky and you like things to work in a specific way. Like for example, you know a medication is meant to be for this at what dose, and if it's being used for something else you want to find out why. Is this a licensed indication? Should we be doing this? Are we allowed? So if you like to problem solve but you also like to help people in a healthcare type of setting, then I think it's a really good job.
Then what about people that shouldn't be a pharmacist?
If you're in it for the money, there is no more money left in pharmacy. The boomers took all the money. I mean, I'm pretty sure they took all the money in all the jobs that were here before, but there's definitely not as much money as people like to think there is. So yeah, if you're in it for the money, you can do something easier and get way more money.
And what's your favourite drug?
My favourite drug? Oh, what is my favourite drug? I think paracetamol, because I think it's something so simple and it's very important in the pain ladder, and because it's the most simplest drug in terms of if you have pain and you haven't tried paracetamol first, then when you build on to take all these other drugs like tramadol, gabapentin, morphine even, they don't always work because you've not covered your bases. So you always need a good strong base, and paracetamol usually provides that. And I think lots of people go through pain at some point in their life. So even as a baby you have like Calpol, and that's paracetamol. So I just think it's good in that way.
So if you were to become a drug, what would it be?
I think I would want to be like what are they called? Like a MAB, so like maybe infliximab, and only because those drugs are very expensive and they have very specific uses and they don't always work. And I think that describes me, because I like to think I'm a bougie babe, and I like to think that sometimes people think they know me but they really don't, and I don't always do what they expect, because I can still shock you or still not do what you're expecting me to do. So I think I would want to be a very expensive MAB.
And what's been the most challenging thing about your career so far?
I think just not believing in myself. I think sometimes imposter syndrome is really, really strong, and sometimes you go through like your career and you make decisions and you question them, and you don't always get the reassurance that you need that you've done something right, or you do something and you think it's the right thing and it turns out not to be. And I feel like sometimes it can be quite difficult to get back from that, because you just think, well, if I'm making a bad decision or the wrong decision in this situation, where else am I making bad decisions that are being caught? So I think sometimes it's quite hard to think, actually no, it's fine, I'm doing the right thing, I need to keep going. So I think that's quite a challenging part.
And say if you weren't a pharmacist, what would you be?
I would be a stay-at-home rich babe if I could pick what I wanted to do. I don't think I aspire to have a job or work or like put in the hours or do the graft. It used to be a passion of mine, but now I just want a soft, easy life. So if I could have it my way, I would probably be a stay-at-home bougie babe and wake up at like 5 a.m. and do yoga, and then have an acai bowl, and then go for a jog, and then meet my friend for coffee, and then have veggies for lunch, and then have late tea, and then, do you know, just like soft life. If I could pick, that's what I would want.
Well, then say in 5 years time, where would you see yourself?
5 years time. I'm trying to make it till tomorrow. Never mind 5 years from now. 5 years from now, I don't know. I would like to think that potentially I would be a pharmacist still, although that's not if I'm not, then I'm guessing whatever decision led me to that was the right one at the time, so I wouldn't be bothered. But if I could have it my way, I guess I want to be alive first of all, and maybe I want to be comfortable in my situation in terms of finances. So like maybe having more than one stream of income, like good solid ones. I guess also I want to maybe have done like have a black belt in MMA at least, maybe first or even second degree, who knows. I also want to be like grade 6 or 7 in piano.
Do you have any advice for aspiring pharmacy students?
It's gonna get worse, it's gonna get harder. You're going to doubt yourself a lot. You're going to have moments where you think, why am I even here? I could be doing something better. You'll get over it. And if you still feel like that, then maybe you do need to do something else. I don't think like one career should define someone's whole life. So it is totally acceptable to change like I know people who've gone and done nursing when they're 50, people who've changed complete careers when they're like 50, 60. So just because you've already invested time into something doesn't mean you should waste the rest of your life just because of that. So yeah, if you want to do it, then it is possible because everyone else has managed to do it and it can't be that hard. And if you don't want to do it, that's also fine. Just whatever brings you joy.
And I think that was the last question to end it on.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, thank you very much for asking me the questions. I really appreciate your time and I hope that you had fun because I did. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the answers I gave to the questions. Let me know in the comments if you have any video suggestions. Don't forget to tap the like button so the video reaches more people. Subscribe if you haven't already because it really helps me out, and until next time, bye for now. Fun. You need to repot this. You need to trim this and put it in water.